class 8, we were doing chapter Visit to Cambridge. So what the chapter Visit to Cambridge is all about. Okay. So Visit to Cambridge chapter is about what it is about. It is about Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, who has written a book. A brief history of time. A brief history of time. And it was the bestseller. So why in this book it is included the story of Stephen Hawking, or why it is included? Because he was differently given. What now? Same as the interview. Yes, same as the interview. Both were on wheelchairs, but the interviewer said sometimes I'm fed up of getting this, listening to this sentence that be courageous, have courage. He said, but now I have lost, yes, to be brave, but now what has happened? That I have lost all my that I have lost all my courage. And it is because of this reason that what he has said that now to look at Stephen Hawking, who was just like what? He was just like a picture painted over wheelchair. He was not showing any kind of movement. How he was talking? He was talking by, close it down now, by punching the, yes, by punching the buttons on the computer machine, and the computer is interpreting his voice, right? Okay, computer is interpreting his voice. And he said, sometimes I feel guilty that why I am asking him questions, because it is forcing him to speak. Okay, push the buttons. Okay. So now afterwards, we are going to start with this chapter. Kriyas Kritika, speak the page number for all. Page number 98, third paragraph. First paragraph. Yes. Okay, page number 98. Let us start now. Yes, so we were reading. Jagjot, come back to your seat. No change of seat, please. Then you see the head twisted sideways into a slump, the torso shrunk. Torso means that is upper part of the body. Okay, it is shrunk inside the pale blue shirt. It means that is upper part of body, because he was sitting on chair and it was shrunk. Okay, it was shrunk. It was, you can say, little bit submerged. Okay, into his plain blue shirt that he was wearing. Pale means dull blue colored shirt that he was wearing at that time. Still, and the 1 minute please, into dimension. Inside the play blue shirt, the wasted it is misprint in my book. Wasted legs. Okay, the wasted legs. Why the word wasted legs is used? Yes, because he cannot walk. He was suffering from paralysis. He was paralyzed. So this is the reason it is written here. Saksham, stand up, come to first desk, please. Ma'am, wasted legs for Stephen Hawking. Because the description is being given of Stephen Hawking. Ma'am, and the narrator, he was also, yes, he was also on wheelchair. Yes, brittle bones problem he was suffering. You look at his eyes, which can speak, but his eyes were quite expressive. Eyes can speak means from your eyes you can judge his expressions. His eyes were quite expressive still, and they were saying something huge and urgent. It is hard to tell what, but his eyes, what kind of eyes? Very expressive in nature. The eyes were very expressive in nature. They were saying something very important, some important message they were trying to deliver. But the thing is that the writer is saying, but no one can interpret what they wanted to tell. But you are shaken because you have seen something you never thought could be seen. But now this time what has happened? He said, while looking at his eyes, one would feel shaken. Shaken means surprised here. Okay, because you have seen what you have never seen before. Because by looking at Stephen Hawking, you will filled with new form of courage. You will be filled with new form of inspiration. Because if a man sitting on a wheelchair can be so intelligent, that why cannot a normal person or you? As he is an example for all. So Before, before you like a lantern whose walls are worn as thin, you glimpse only the light inside is the incandescence of a man. Incandescence means inner glow. It is inner glow or light. Guntas, should I change your seat? Inner glow or light. So what he is saying, like if you like a lantern, okay, before you, he is like a lantern whose walls are very thin. It means that his body, okay, body is compared to that of lantern. Very deep chapter it is. Okay, his body is compared to that of a lantern whose walls are very thin, because you know, na, it is only glass inside the lamp is lighting. Yes, paper lantern walls are very thin and you can just see the glow inside. Similarly, his body is only outer structure. Okay, but the light inside means here light of knowledge. Light of knowledge. His greatness in thoughts. This can, its glow can be seen. It means sometimes you meet a person, immediately you get to know, yes, he is very intelligent. Similarly, you can see inside the person. Similarly, he is able to see inside that person. The body, almost irrelevant, exists only like a case made of shadows. So body almost irrelevant. Body is not so important. It's irrelevant because what is inside that man, it is important. What is inside that man? Intelligence, knowledge, courage. Okay, it is like only made of shadows, because what body is only, it is meant for making shadow, nothing else. But what actually is inside the man, it really matters. What is inside a man? Brain, very good. Humanity, his character, very good. Good interpretation, very good. So that I believe in eternal souls. Eternal means soul will never die, which always live.
So that I, no
believer in eternal souls, know that this is what each of us is. Everything else as accessory. Accessory means extra thing used for decoration. Okay, decorative item. Okay, not essential. Okay, extra thing which is not so essential. So what he is saying, he is saying that I believer in eternal souls. He said that I don't believe in eternal souls. No believer in eternal souls. But what he believes, but what he knows is that we all are actually souls. And what body is only embellishment. It is only a showy thing which is of no use.
Eternal soul means
Which never dies. Okay. So, what do you think is the best thing about being disabled? I had asked him earlier. He said, then I asked him, if you are disabled, then what is best in this? He said, I asked this question to him earlier also. So let us see what he will say. I don't think there is anything good about being disabled. He said, no, being disabled is not a good thing. Being disabled is not a good thing. But I think you do discover how much kindness there is in the world. But he said, when you are disabled, people sympathize with you. They try to help you. And then you come to know that there is lot of kindness in this world, which otherwise you won't come to know. Okay, which otherwise you won't come to know. And in this manner, you will come to know what you come to know, that there is lot of kindness in this world. Yes, he said, it was a disadvantage of his voice synthesizer that it could convey no inflection. Inflection means rise or very good, rise and fall of voice. Sometimes, see, I speak so slow, then I suddenly speak, okay, louder. And sometimes when we have to make stress over some word, we need to speak it with stress. So this is inflection. Okay, so he said, but actually what he said, what was the disadvantage of his voice reflector, voice synthesizer? Because whatever he is typing on computer, okay, a device is attached which is converting his voice into speech, but it is not showing any inflection. No expression in voice. This is also one disadvantage We don't come to know whether he's saying it with anger, he's saying with happiness, right? So, no, it is no shade of, no shades or tone. No shades or tone, same thing. Okay, no expression is shown. And I could not tell how enthusiastically he agreed with me. And he said, I don't tell you also that how enthusiastic, whether he is agreeing to my viewpoints or not. Okay, because he's not getting his expression whether he's saying it happily, angrily, or in which manner. Yes, he said, sorry. Every time I shifted in my chair or turned my wrist to watch the time, I wanted to make every one of our 30 minutes count. I felt a huge relief and exhilaration. Exhilaration means happiness and excitement. Exhilaration in the possibilities of my body. Exhilaration in the possibilities of my body. So every time, he said, every time when I was shifting on my chair, I was just looking on my watch. He said, I want to make use of every minute of those 30 minutes because he has got only 30 minutes to talk to that great person, that is Stephen Hawking. And he said, I want to make every use of those 30 minutes. Okay, I felt a huge relief and exhilaration. And then when he looked at him, then he came to know, yes, I have many things with me. Okay, then he was not feeling that I'm devoid because he was lacking courage earlier. But now this time he is not. How little it mattered that I would never walk or even stand. At that moment, I came to know that no, it is of no use to fret upon. Fret upon means to feel sorry. Oh, God has not given me the power to walk, or I'm not able to stand. There is no actual reason to say that. I told him how he had been an inspiration beyond cliché for me. Okay, what is cliché? It is a phrase or idea. It loses its meaning. It means inspiration means what is often said. Okay, right? He had been an inspiration beyond cliché for me, and surely for others did that thought help me. And he said, actually, I get inspiration from it. In the simple words, what he wants to say is that he gets inspiration from him. What he gets inspiration from him. What he gets inspiration from him. That he gets inspiration. No, he said, I thought how foolish I was to ask. Then your body is a claustrophobic room. What is claustrophobic? Which is suffocating. Yes, suffocating. You know, some of the people, they are afraid of closed things. Yes, what it is? It is claustrophobia. Means they are not able, whenever the doors and windows are closed, they start shouting. Okay, they feel insecure. Okay, so this is claustrophobia. So what he is saying, I thought how foolish I was to ask. Then your body is a claustrophobic room, and the walls are growing narrower day by day, and it doesn't do much.
It doesn't do much.
Good to know that there are people outside smiling with admiration to see you breathing still. So now, then he said it is our body is like a claustrophobic room. Claustrophobic room means when the person is afraid of closed things. Yes. Okay, there the walls are getting narrower. When the walls are getting narrower means the room is getting small. So फिर डर और बढ़ेगा कि नहीं? Fear will increase more. But at that moment, some people, they are always admiring you, appreciating you. Okay, that you are still breathing. So he is comparing his situation to that of a person who is enclosed in a room. So when the person is disabled, he is just like that. Okay, that he is inside a room of which he is too afraid. Right? So, is there any advice you can give to disabled people? Something that might help make life better? Now he said, do you want to give any advice to disabled people how they can make their life better? What he said, they should concentrate on what they are good at. I think things like the disabled Olympics are a waste of time. He said, I think that disabled people, what they are good at, they should do those things. But the kind of games like disabled Olympics, disabled Olympics also are organized. Paralympics, but he said these are useless. See why he is saying so. Let us see. I know what you mean. I remember the years I would spend trying to play Spanish guitar considerably larger than I was, and how gleefully means happily. Gleefully means happily. I had unstringed it one night. The half hour was up. I think I have annoyed you enough, I said, grinning. Grinning means laugh, showing your teeth. When you laugh, showing your teeth. Thank you for. So he said it means that person what a person disabled he should try what he should try to do what things interesting. If you don't do those things which don't interest you, do you enjoy it? No, you won't enjoy it. You feel lost, irritated also, annoyed also. So what he said they should concentrate on what they are good at. Actually, what disabled persons they should do only the things in which they are good at. What is their quality? Now the writer, interviewer, he is giving an example of his life. What he said, I was trying to learn the Spanish guitar. Spanish guitar is a very large one, bigger one, bigger than his body. He said, I tried, but one day I got so irritated that I unstringed it. Okay, he happily means he was happy to remove the wires because he was not learning. Why? He was learning it because he want to, but he was not good at learning. It means what they should do only those things at which they are good at. The half hour was up. I think I have annoyed you enough. Now he looked at his watch. He said, oh, that half hour is complete because I have got only half hour to talk to you and now it is complete. And he said, I think I have annoyed you. We often say, na, now I have bored you. Like this. Thank you for. No, he said, stay. I waited. Have some tea. I can show you the garden. He said, don't worry. Stay with me. Please have a cup of tea and I will show you the garden. The garden was as big as a park. So when he has shown his garden, it was very big, like that of a park. But Stephen Hawking covered every inch, rumbling along in his motorized wheelchair while I dodged to keep out of the way. But when he was showing his garden to him, it is not like that. He was sitting on his wheelchair in one corner and showing there these are this one, this one. But he's showing he has moved on his wheelchair to each and every corner of the garden to show him his garden. We couldn't talk very much. The sun made him silent. The letters on his screen disappearing in the glare. He said, we don't talk much. Why? Because the letters he was typing, they were not seen on the screen because of the sunlight of the sun. And this is the reason they didn't talk much when they have a round around the garden. An hour later, 1 hour later, what happened? We were ready to leave. So after 1 hour, they were going to separate it. I didn't know what to do. I could not kiss him or cry. I touched his shoulder and wheeled out into the summer evening. He said at that moment, he said it was really a very, very happy moment for me. Okay, what it was really a very happy moment for me. But he said, I did not know what to do at that time. Okay, he said, I did not kiss him on his hand. Okay, but what I said, I just, you can say, touched his shoulder. Okay, in this manner, and then he has come out of summer evening. Why it is evening? Because it was already 4 o'clock, 3:30 to 4, and now it is actually 4:30. 1 hour he spent with him. I looked back and I knew he was waving, though he wasn't. So he said, he looked back, he looked at him that he may afterwards, okay, that he may wave his hand. But from the heart he was waving. But actually what is this? His body is not allowing him to do so. Why? Because he was differentially able. And watching him, an embodiment of my bravest self. Embodiment means that he is the greatest example of bravery. Because why he is a greatest example? He was not able to walk. He was not able to move. He was sitting on a wheelchair, but still he is an example of courage for me. The one I was moving towards, the one I had believed in for so many years alone, I knew that my journey was over for now. He said, for many years I had believed in this man. He said, I believed in this man. Now I come to know that his journey was over. Okay, which journey?
The
Of
journey
the-
of
meeting Stephen Hawking, knowing him clearly. So this journey was over. Right? So very beautiful chapter, very deep chapter, right? So what you have learned from this chapter? What you have learned from this chapter? Never stop. Be courageous. If you are not given the power, don't feel that I am devoid of that power, but take the advantage of the situation. Okay, I have given you the example of a pencil which has been broken into two parts. Sharp the other end and use it for your work. Okay, so see the opportunity in the circumstance. Okay, see that opportunity in the circumstance so that you can be able to do. Right? Clear now?
yes, ma'am.
So this is the chapter. Now on the next page, there is a comprehension check. Let us we can do it now. So here it is given. Cambridge was my Cambridge was my metaphor for England. To the writer, what it means. England was famous for Cambridge. England was famous for Cambridge. Right, England was famous for Cambridge.
मैम वैसे कैम्ब्रिज का है एक यूनिवर्सिटी
Cambridge University. Now the writer phoned Stephen Hawking's house from the nearest
मैम inside of phone भी आ सकता है
outside a phone booth. Every time he spoke to the scientist, the writer felt guilty because very good. He forced the scientist to use his voice synthesizer. I felt a huge relief in the possibilities of my body. What it means? Shifting in the wheelchair, turning the wrist. Shifting in the wheelchair and turning the wrist.
मैम speaking and writing
No. Now on the next page, complete the following sentences. See, please. Complete the following sentences, taking their appropriate parts from both boxes given below. So here the box A and B is given. We have to complete this phrase which is given. There was his assistant on the line. Very good. I had come in a wheelchair from India. Very good. You get fed up with the people asking you to be brave as if you have a courage. There he was, tapping, yes, trying to find the words on his computer. Still no book na, today even. Now, you look at his eyes, which can speak. It doesn't do much good to know. Very good, smiling at with admiration to see you breathing still. It means from both the passages you have to pick one sentence. Next page, working with language. Let us complete that exercise. England was famous for Cambridge.
मैम कैम्ब्रिज was a reputed university in England
Yes, but it is famous for Cambridge. That's why it's a metaphor. Now next page, working with language, fill in the blanks using forms of words. I met a dash. traveler. I need special dash guidance. The guide called Stephen Hawking a worthy successor. Very good. His other problems? Page. Some people say yours truly. I wish it had been a drawn match. Fifth, okay, the meeting was dash cheered. Cheered.
The meeting was chaired.
Yes, now next afterwards, third part we have to do also. See the third part.
And, 6 and 7.
Truly and drawn. Truly and drawn. Cheered. Cheered. Now third part we have to use all and both. He has two brothers. Both are lawyers. More than 10 persons called, dash of them. They dash cheered the team. Dash your parents. How much have you got? Give me all of it. Next is complete the sentence. Right, using right form. They all cheered the team.
Ma'am, but
All, no, all, both be yes, both can also be right. If we'll see in context, it cannot be considered as wrong. Next, complete each sentence using the right form of adjective. My friend has one of the fastest. This is the, what you are doing now is easier. Ramesh and his wife are both. He arrived. Even the chief guest came earlier. So this is all about the back exercise. And now tomorrow, first of all, we will do conjunctions. Then we will continue with the question answers. Okay. Your test has already been done. And that's all for today.